Let's start.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. A very good evening to all of you. I'm Mageshwaran, a geologist from Geological Survey of India. I take great pleasure in welcoming you all to this webinar series organized by the Geo Heritage Group, and I thank all of you for tuning in this webinar series. This is a sort of curtain raiser for the things to come. So we'll be having 3 short presentations, each 10 to 15 minutes duration. And based on your response, we may conduct detailed webinars in topics of interest in the future. The first one will be by Sri S. Ramamurthy, retired director from GSI, who will be talking about mobile data collection to map making using open source applications. The second one is by Sri V. Ravi Kumar, who is also a retired director from GSI, and he will be giving us a brief about geo-heritage track mapping with smartphones for enticing and helping the tourists in visiting and getting to know better about those geo-heritage locations. And the third one will be by Sri P.K. Sinha, who retired as DDG from GSI, and he will be giving us an interesting account on how he helped this society in locating a good water resource. Okay, you may be wondering why we have selected such wide variation of topics. The common thread among these is that all these tasks are accomplished totally by use of open source applications, and at no stage any proprietary software was used. With this brief intro, I don't want to stand between you and the speakers, and I request the viewers to participate by asking questions in the comment boxes, and the presenters will be replying to those queries at the end of the session live here. If not possible, then we can continue offline also by emails. And each, as I already said, each presentation will be of 10 to 15 minutes duration, and at the end we'll be having a question and answer session. We hope to finish this series, this series by first of the series by an hour, within an hour. And without much ado, I invite the first presenter, Sri Ramamurthy, to take over, please. Ramamurthy.
Thank you, Mr. Nageshwaran. And the topic is given to me is the use of open source technologies in spatial data collection and map making. And the software to be used, basically two softwares. One is EpiCollect, another is a Quantum GIS. EpiCollect, they have two components. One is a web application, another is your mobile application. Web application URL is given there, so you can just type that URL in your browser, you will get that application. And whereas for Android, you have to download it from Google Play stores. And second software is the first two. The EpiCollect is basically for the data collection. And at this stage, I want to clarify that this software can be used only for point data collection, not for polygons and lines. And Quantum GIS is for GIS operations, including analysis, manipulations of the tables, map making, etc. So I'll briefly touch both the aspects in next 10 minutes. And broad sequence of steps involved. First is creation of the form in EpiCollect web application. Suppose you select a project and you want to collect the data, then what is the type of data you want you are going to collect? So that you have to finalize accordingly. You have to design a form that is in web application, EpiCollect web application. So user should have an Gmail account. Then only they'll be able to create projects. And next is once the form is generated or created, you have to install EpiCollect 5 mobile application through Google Play Store in your mobiles. Then
इसका वो
into mobile app.
कैमरा का है
इसका अलाउ क्यों नहीं किया?
And next is collection of the field data using mobile app. Fifth aspect is exporting the data to the EpiCollect server from the mobile and importing the data from EpiCollect server to the desktop. So 1 to 6 are for basically for data collection through mobile application. 7 and 8 is that is once the data is collected, you have to download and visualize the things in any JS applications, JS software. Here we are using Quantum JS, which is a open source and free software.
म्यूट हो गया
पता नहीं, म्यूट है ना?
कौन है राममूर्ति ये कौन है
रवि।
हाँ दिख गया
So this is your
ये किससे चल रहा है
Your presentation is missing, Ramurthy. So you please reload the Jitsi. That is the easiest. So this is a EpiCollect application. So once you have a Gmail account, you log in, and under this you have My Projects and Create Project and Find Project. Under My Projects, whatever projects created by you, that will be in My Projects. And if you want to create a new project, that's a Create Project. And Find a Project is for okay, if you suppose somebody creates a project and you can download some forms. If it is in public domain, then you can see that in Find Project option. And I'll show one project here. So this is the Indian Geoparks project created by Mr. Ravi Kumar and Mr. Natraj and Mrs. Sudha Natraj. And here the project is in public domain and it is active and it's listed. So if it is made private, it is you cannot download the form. It is not accessible to the users. And you have a form builder here. So there are several data types are there. Whatever data types you need to have it, you can drag and drop and design your form. Here, where is this location of the particular site where you are going to collect the data, and you can take a photograph, long shot, and select multiple, select single, all those things in numeric and float, all those things, all applications. All types of data types you can add to your form and you can save it. Now coming to the next is the sorry. Next is you go to your mobile and then you can download the form I'm not able to connect it to this mobile applications. So yeah, there is some problem in the internet connectivity. Mhm.
But we can hear you.
No, in I'm
We
not.
are able to hear you. Ramurthy garu, I am seeing your slide, Epicalect 5 with GeoHeritage Farm.
What is this? I think there is a problem here.
As you are showing live, some bandwidth is consumed on your system for the Epicalect also.
Yeah, sir.
So you switch to some slide.
Now try for mobile.
Yeah, I'm not able to connect my mobile to screencasting. It's not being done. So that is a problem with that.
Okay,
Now it's done, sir.
try to reload your web page if you want.
Now it's done, sir.
Yeah, it is fine now.
Yeah, it's fine. So here, once the page is created by in Epicalect web browser, then web server, then you can add the project here. Add the project from your mobile.
Your presentation is missing.
Which one, sir?
No, we are seeing you only. The presentation screen is not there.
Is it okay, sir? No.
Exactly, it's good.
So I am selecting the Indian geoparks, and Indian geoparks is added. Then you have to enter the data, add entry. So all the fields you have to populate the fields. That is a location. Location is taken automatically from your mobile GPS. Then geoheritage, you can take a photograph. This is a long shot, another photograph. Then you have to select. You have to classify you have to select one of the options, whether it's a geoheritage or geoconservation or geodiversity, etc. So you have to select one of them. Then lithology, and here you have a list of values, whether it's a sandstone, basalt, volcanic rock, granite, etc. You have to select whatever the rock type there you see. Then next is the description. The possible answers are also listed in that, whether well jointed, dimensional stone, or ripped and grain and sheeting or fault. Then other fields like joint dip direction, joint dip amount, lineation direction, lineation plunge, and other properties. If anything somebody wants to add, they can text it in this field. After that, you can save it. Dismiss. So I haven't saved it, but you can save it if you are taking a real-time data, then you can save it. Then once the data is over, then next option is So you have these are the options available to you. Upload entries. So whatever data has been collected through your mobile, so that will reside in your mobile only. If you want to send it to the server, that is EpiCollect server, then you upload the entries. When the data is uploaded to the server, you can delete those entries from your mobile. The data collection part. Once the data is collected, again you go back to your server, EpiCollect server, and go to your project. And you visualize the data. So under this project, there are some 68 entries are there. You can view the data. And you have the tabular view, and you can view the data in a map also. So there are about 20 data in west of Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, and 38 in near Hyderabad, and 10 in east of Warangal. So you can see the attributes here also. Whatever attributes you have collected, so those things can be viewed here. And at the end of the project, if you want to download the data, you can download it from here. So you have the option of CSV and JSON. I'll prefer to have a CSV file. You download it. So now the downloaded data reside in your laptop or desktop. Then comes next is so this is the downloaded data. So all the attribute information is in Excel format, CSV format, which can be opened in Excel format also. So this is Quantum.js. Quantum.js, that is QGIS application. It's a full-fledged GIS application, and it's a desktop application, and it's almost the interface is similar to interface and functionality is similar to ArcGIS. So you can open that CSV file and generate a point shape file here. This is the in a data window under the backdrop of OpenStreetMaps. So these are the locations where the data has been collected, and this is the tabular data. And I can make a map with all cartographic elements in it with the scale, legend, grid, etc. Thank you very much. That's the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramurthy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry for some interruption.
So it is the next one.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the, I hope you are able to hear me.
Yeah, it is yours, sir. You
Yeah.
Ravi Kumar, sir, take up this.
Yeah, at least, yes, I have come back. I'm there on the screen. Hello, Sahu sir. Agya bhalo choti. Lalan has seen is so nice. Anyway, I will now tell you Epicollect 5 to be particular, is a very nice web application as well as an application that can be used on both iPhone and Android. And with that, you can collect point data. Point data which is connected to a photo, a video, description, and you have pull down menus and all those things. It's all free and open source. You don't spend any money on that. Okay, now what I'm going to show is, in fact, I want to show it right on this. You can see that? Yeah, I'm showing you on a tablet. The clarity is slightly less, I think. Yeah, the clarity is slightly less. But why I am showing you on a tablet is, this works on a tablet. And it is not a waste of mind. I'm going to show you some slides of it. Here we are going to a slideshow. So this is the actual software. This is known as, these are screenshots. The website is also written there. It is known as OSM-AND. It is supported by Google. In fact, there is a tool known as GitHub, GIT-HUB. They make open source tools, and Google supports open source.
Sir, the audio is breaking.
Yes.
LP, you can cut your camera and mic.
Just a moment, sir. Actually, I switched over to laptop. So just a moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Ravi Kumar sir, I can't hear you. We can't hear you. I think probably Ravi Kumar sir is disconnected. Hello?
I think he is disconnected. Yes.
But I can see his mouse.
I don't see him.
Acha, you are operating the mouse. Okay, now I think we can continue with Sinha Sabs. Hello, Sinha Sab is there?
Yeah, he's there, I think. No,
No,
Sinha Sab is not here.
nahi hai na?
नहीं है.
No, he's not there.
Yeah, I am here.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Namaskar, Sinha Saab.
Namaskar, Bandhu. Just switching on my tabs. Am I visible?
Yes.
No. Yeah. So I'm a PK Sinha. I retired last year itself after completing June month from Calcutta office. And after retirement, I settled in Hyderabad. So I returned back to Hyderabad. I returned to a new colony. It was a very new colony. And the colony that time, because just when summer was past, the colony was facing acute problem related with the water. And in summer season, purchase of tankers were going on and at a heavy cost. So sooner I came to the new colony, I was approached by the
Yeah, I'm coming back. I'm
society
coming.
here.
I got. Acha, Sinha Sahab, have you started?
Yeah.
Have you started, Sinha Sahab?
Yes, sir.
Should I finish mine?
As you like.
Yeah, I've got a little bit only, so that your flow can continue. Just give me 2 minutes, gentlemen. There was a power outage here. I'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah. Entire screen. Entire screen. Entire screen. Can you see now? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, good enough. You see, this is how you can actually navigate it. The most important part for people with geoheritage, whom I invited, and probably they're seeing on YouTube. Only Dr. Professor Reddy has come here. So you see, when you know a geoheritage site, and without a guidance, if a person has this software, he can do a navigation to the nearest geoheritage site. For example, Mangamarupeta Natural Arch, which is sculpted by the sea. People who come there and who want to go there can use this application, just navigate to that place in a taxi or anything. So much for that. So you see, you can have nautical charts if you are going to actually go on sea. Still, you have nautical chart, and the most important thing, you can crunch video and audio notes on it. So this is an application for making points, for making lines, which are tracks, for making polygons. So everything in it, and you can make better maps using it. And now I come to the next one. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, it happens to be this. This is known as Mapillary, in which the spelling actually is like capillary, but here, you can actually show people the track which you have taken to go to a geoheritage site. Mapillary I have already sent on geoheritage group. Those who have noted it, later on we'll have extensive webinars on that. You can see, I press this and see the blip, how it moves. So somebody who has driven on this road has captured it. It is nearly like Google Street View. But in India, Google Street View is not allowed, and Mapillary comes very handy. And Mapillary can be done just not on roads. If you're thinking only a geologist can walk in that place, you can record it. And both for OSM and for Mapillary, you do not require internet. Wide field. Only you come back and you can upload what you have done. So I'm now putting all these things together. EpiCollect, which Ramurthy has very wonderfully explained. Neither EpiCollect, nor OSM nor Mapillary, the softwares, 3 of them we introduced, they do not need internet except for installation. While collecting the data, you don't need internet. So with this, I conclude. I go back to my Jitsi presentation. Yeah, and now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sinha Sahab, go ahead, sir.
Just activating my Windows and sharing my file. Have you exited, sir?
I have completed, Sinha Saab. Now it is your fault. Please.
My window is not getting shared at present.
Okay, don't worry. I'm there. Plan B is always there. Sinha Saab.
Yeah, yeah.
So should I put in plan B?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for a plan B, which we always require. So I'm going to show the slide presentation, and Dr. Sinha Saab will talk. So I'm going to my screen again, entire screen, and I will go to the presentation. Let's see whether you gentlemen are able to see me or not. I must allow HD camera, allow, yes. Now again, share your screen, yes, good. I go to my downloads. I downloaded Sinha Sir's presentation, so go to downloads. Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir. At present, I have opened my slides before my here.
So you want to show it yourself, Sinha Sir? Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, sir. I'm just as a standby. In
Yeah.
case there's a problem, I'll go ahead. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So this is I happen to do one geoscience analysis work on this is basically a GIS analysis for groundwater. So I was telling after my retirement I came to a very new colony, and this colony was in an acute shortage of water that time. It was just end of the summer, and its whole summer period was very problematic for the colony, and the colony was purchasing water at a very high cost. So when I came here in the colony, my society approached me knowing that I am the geologist. Only a few geologists were there at that time. So means I was there, and another gentleman, Mr. Narayan Rao, retired from MECL, was there in the colony. He's also a resident of this colony. So we were approached, and we were called for a meeting by the executive committee. And they told us, you are the geologist, and just give us some locations where borehole can be placed, and good water we harvest from these wells. So I told in that particular meeting that I am a geologist, not a geophysicist. I don't see inside the earth. I can take traverses in this colony and see the surface only. And from surface data, I can give whatever is. But if you have some geophysical data, please supply to me. Then that time, Mr. Narayan Rao, who told me, yes, I have those data with him, means the committee, the committee had one geophysicist, and one geophysical survey was carried out in the colony just before I arrived in the colony. So these are the what was the need I already told. And my colony location, if you know about Hyderabad, it is just northwest of Kukatpalli, and the locality is known as Bachupalli. It is very close, or boundary is shared between Dr. Reddy's laboratory one side and Keshav Reddy School the other side. In between these two, our colony is placed. So this is the dimension of the colony, APR, Pranav, Pranit, and Delia. And its length is about 500 meters, and width is 300 meters. So this is the dimension of the colony, where 600 dwelling units are there. By December 2017, the colony was possession was taken by the owners, and I also possessed the particular villa in December itself. But that time I was transferred from Hyderabad to Calcutta, so I could not shift at that time. Later, in 2018, my family shifted to this colony, and I came to this colony after my retirement. So there were 5 boreholes existing in the colony. These were bored up to 500 meters, and 4 of them were dried, was not productive. These wells were dug by builder, and it failed, and it was not giving sufficient water. So when I arrived, so it was an acute problem in the colony. So yeah.
आपका पीपीटी नहीं दिख रहा है.
PPT is with Ravi Saab is showing or not?
I'll show it. Okay. आप बोलते जाइए.
Yeah. So where PowerPoint is on now?
Yeah, PowerPoint is on.
So receipt here is there.
Pardon?
A receipt of water charges slide.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. So you can see how much water charges we have to pay for individual villa. 8,000 rupees. See here, 8,000 rupees for 2 months. So 4,000 we were paying for 1 month. So that was a very heavy charges for tankers to be paid. Next slide. So Mr. Narayan Rao handed over the geophysical work carried out by hired geophysicist, and it was analyzed in a free and open source GIS, which is developed as a FOSS vector GIS, and later on Sextant add-on application is attached with OpenJump. It is now available with the downloads of OpenJump. So with this software, I analyze the data. So these are the points where from the data were collected by the geophysicist and the earlier existing shallow boreholes which were not yielding water. So what were the columns there? X coordinate values, Y coordinate value, where from I generated these points. Location description was there. So that location description is on the screen. Groundwater height, groundwater, then first water depth means that is a phreatic surface, and second water depth, that is the substratum, the aquifers. In granitic country, practically it was aquifers. So these data were there in the Excel table, which was handed over to me. I converted it into GIS, and so this plot is from GIS. Next slide. Open source software, OpenJump, has one menu called Sextant. It is now available. This is add-on, which is available in OpenJump as add-on. And with this add-on, interpolation work in IDW was carried out, and other tools are also there. Raster as well as vector tools are there. Basically, Sextant is a GIS itself. This is Arabian GIS, which is tagged to OpenJump. Now it is available with the OpenJump as a GPL license software. So I did that interpolation for the three surfaces, and wherever required, I generated contours from it. So here, data analysis is shown here as a contour of the ground surface. The ground, this contour depicts that the slope in the colony was from west to eastward side. Whatever data was there in the geophysicist Excel file for phreatic surface, first water table, first water depth is interpolated to a surface, and this is that surface which is symbolized here with the bands of color, and you can see a profile line over it. So this depicts which side the flow was going. This is not a copybook style of phreatic surface. This was a sloping valley type of, it means some flow is there in the groundwater. That type of environment was depicted by the data of geophysicist. This is the profile over the phreatic surface. So you can see the phreatic surface was sloping in general towards west, whereas the ground was sloping towards east. Then aquifuse surface was also interpolated, and it is symbolized, presented by symbology here, and different heights are given here. So you see the name of the geophysicist, Mr. Gupta, and a lower water level. Lower water level means aquifuse layer. Below that, everything is assumed to be aquifuse, means granites. So that is depicted like this, and here the flow is northeastern side. This is a valley-like structure underground, and this is the profile over the underground profile over the substratum or aquifuse. So by interpretation of the two surfaces, phreatic surface and groundwater surface, a zone of potential water was identified. Then that zone is now depicted here, and with this zone was proposed to the committee of this society, and committee appreciated this work, and they placed 4 boreholes in this zone. They had the borehole company and builder drilled these boreholes. 5th borehole was very close to this potential zone. That also yielded water beside these 4. And one borehole, which was cat hole, was proposed by Mr. Narayan Rao based on his experience and nearby colony data. Water may be there, that is STP side, westward side, not eastward side. And my observation was that the eastward side will be yielding more water. His idea was that because the eastward side, the 5 boreholes were there, they went to dry. So he proposed westward side. So that after drilling of 1,000 1,000 meter, they failed. It has not yielded any water. But in this zone, all the 5 wells have yielded good water. So that was the story, which was now the conclusion was that I did this analysis work in OpenJump, which is a FOSS software, and a Sextant add-on application was used. Ground surfaces and contours were giving a westward slope morphology. Phatic surface was studied, and phatic surface was in a weathered, fractured, soil-covered zone over granites. And a diffuse surface of a surface stratum in a part of a prominent granite country for the groundwater basin was delineated by interpolation of data. This data was collected from a shallow 500 feet borehole dug by builder without going for consultation of the present investigator and provided by a geophysical study. So the phatic surface gives a picture of a westward flowing groundwater regime, whereas aquifer surface used to give that the undulating slope has a due slope towards the northeast. Analysis led to conceptualize that a narrow patch over the deeper segments of the profile on a phatic and aquifuse zone is so that patch was recommended, and it was proposed for drill of 2,000 feet. But there is a legislation that boring cannot be done over 1,200. So it was drilled up to 1,200, and within that limit, it yielded the 4 and 5 fifth well also, which was very close to that band, has also yielded good water. Till recently, means this summer also, means 2020 summer, these wells were productive, and before that, by 30th January, the society got a quota-based supply of Godavari water in the colony. So that quota is also available, and whatever shortage is there, that is fulfilled by these wells. So this work was very appreciated by the society, executive committee, and that appreciation was given to me. That this work is carried out in my retired. Since I retired, this geoscientific work I carried out, the only scientific work I carried out. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the clubhouse of the society, and this side, the distant side was the zone which I proposed will be productive. The proximal side, right side, was the zone close to the boundary of the Dr. Reddy's lab. In Reddy's lab, one well was there, and that was producing water that way. But our well in the same side was dried up because it was shallow. So it was not yielding the water. So Mr. Narayan Rao proposed the other side. But my analysis again proposed, this should be on eastern side. And that was giving a good aid. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sinha Saab. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
It was a nice work after your retirement. You have been of much use to your colony. Very good, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, Ramamurthy,
Yeah.
You said there is it is useful for only point data. What we should do about polygon or line? Is there any other alternative for that?
Yep. Particularly, say, but other softwares are there. But the only thing is, you will not be able to add attribute information like what you do in AP collector. For point data, you can have a generative given
Yeah.
attribute information. But yeah, there is a app called OSM, and Mr. Ravi Kumar Saab said OSM and is there, Mapillary is there. So other softwares are, the only thing is you can just uh, uh, generate a track, but attribute information cannot be given.
Okay. Okay. I think in next series we can have a detail about this EpiCollect, some hands-on data collection and how we can create a form, how we can input the data, and all those we can have in the future. I feel.
I think at least it needs 1 to 2 hours, maybe 2 sessions.
Yeah.
2 sessions is
Yeah. Yeah. Form creation we can have one session, and data inputting and how to download and all we can have another session.
yeah, that can be done. Form creation is important. Yeah, form creation is one session, and attribute collection of the data is
And
Yeah. Sir, Ravi Kumar sir, I
Yeah.
have one doubt. In this mapillary, you have to continuously, you have to keep on moving with your mobile camera, and you have to keep on recording or what?
No, the idea of Mapillary, Nageshwaran, is that most of our geological important sites, they are away from roads. Very luckily, sometimes we have it in the road cutting, but others are away from the road. So you have to take a track which is difficult to walk and all that away from the road, and then you can reach the outcrop. The outcrop can be a site for very good fossils, a site showing a particular outcrop which is very important on conformity and all that. So this mapillary is very helpful to show from some vantage point, from some node point to reach this particular outcrop. It will be recorded the moment you upload it. It will be recorded. It will be on the website of Mapillary. Using that, you can actually go there if you have Mapillary software on your mobile. This also, for this software, we will take 1 hour, and for OSM and software, for which we have got very good experts, not only for geology. There is one expert at Hyderabad known as Professor Solanki. He is from NIRD. He goes around the country popularizing EpiCollect, popularizing OSM Android, and even Mapillary. So 2 hours for these two softwares, and for EpiCollect, as Ramurthy sir rightly suggested, that alone requires 2 hours, because that software you collect your data as per the requirement of the attributes of the GIS you have in mind. Whereas Mapillary is only for going to the place. It is not for attribution, and OSM is for crunching your photos, crunching your videos at the point data, and also making tracks, making polygons. But if you want to give some attribution to polygons and the tracks, import it to QGIS, do what you like. We are all GIS people, we know that much can be done. Okay?
Okay. Very nice.
I hope I am clear. Any more questions, please?
Yeah, no, fine. I got it. And thanks to China sir, and Appa, you have saved a lot of money for your society.
Yes. Yes.
Really, it's really. We congratulate you on our viewers' behalf that you have done a wonderful
Thank you.
job, sir. Please continue to do this for other areas also, if you are given a chance.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, it's very good. And somebody, Ajay Kumar Molakala has also liked your lecture very much. And thank you, Mr. Ajay, for watching. And
Thanks.
thank all the viewers who have been live watching this, who have watched this small webinar of our first of our series in this open source software GIS. And we will have more such webinars in the future. And thanks to Ravi Kumar sir, and under whose initiation this thing has materialized. And hopefully we will continue it with much detailed presentations with more people in live, and also with a lot of questions. Now we don't see any questions, so I think we can close this session, sir.
Yeah, definitely. We will give a thunderous applause to Ramurthy Garu
Ramurthy.
and
Yes.
to Sen Garu
Thank you.
and to Nageshwari himself.
Congratulations.
Very aptly conducting the first Curtain Riser seminar. And we share this video with so many people. And you see, the beauty of live streaming of on YouTube is people know that even if they miss the time, nothing happens.
Yeah.
They can just see the live stream. And also, we are available on our website and emails and all that. They can shoot an email to Sina, to Ramamurthy, to you, and to me. And it is always open to discussion because the entire recording, unlike a normal seminar, is available on YouTube. So I'm very thankful to for this curtain raiser, our Deputy Director General, who is presently working, Dr. Sahu from Bangalore has joined. I'm very happy for that. Sahu Agya, Bhala Chundi, and Lalan Singh from Delhi. He has joined, maybe he has shifted to YouTube, might be. So Lalan Singh is in a very important position in the ministry. So much for that. And we are very happy about that. And Ramamurthy Garu has made a big, our CGMT has grown. This WhatsApp group has grown leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
The only thing that can be compared is
Amresh Dada is also.
which many people have heard.
Thank you, Amresh Dada.
People for having subscribed to the YouTube. It was almost like a 2020 match. Yesterday, they were only 72. I was 18 short of 100 requirement for our own channel. In the morning, first thing I woke up, I saw the WhatsApp message of Ramurthy. Sir, we made it. That means it is not only me, but Ramurthy is watching. What is the score? So, you see, first thing that this group, in spite of the lockdown, we are such a big group. My own, you see, housemate, Professor Reddy, who is from Visakhapatnam. I share the same apartment with Professor Reddy. I hope he is there only, or maybe he has shifted to YouTube, I don't know. Professor Reddy, he was kind enough to come here and saw it, or maybe power shutdown is always in summer, is a reality. So we have put up our time of up to 5 o'clock, and it is just 2 minutes to that. Maybe we will clap and we will end today's curtain raiser meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I wish you all the best for all our people, our group.
Yeah, and just I would like to tell those who are not with GeoHeritage that 14th, 5 p.m. same channel, Professor Ranawat of Udaipur University. He's a very revered professor. He belongs to the Udaipur royal family. So he's going to tell about the GeoHeritage of Udaipur. He's a geology professor from Udaipur University. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, sir.